normally like to do. This is Andrew with WealthyFantasyFootball.com, and what I like to do is just go ahead and show some of the recent winnings as far as a result of something to start out with, so that you can see that. And just the past couple nights in NBA tournaments, or head-to-head actually, last night was a winning there. I'm starting off testing small, which is fine. You can scale up. If you have more money, you can choose to do so, and spend over 10% of your bank balance if you like. That's fine. And so showing you this here, also the NBA small layup was barely lost here. I'll show you that. But this one was won as well. The tournament here, NBA Mini, $1 and $6 won. That was second place. Yeah, second of 33. And in this one here, I'll just show you this. I'm sort of on a hot streak here, and just beginning, never playing basketball before, just specializing in football for many years. But bringing that up here, you can see that I placed 31st out of 119. The last winning position was 30th. So there you go. Right within range of getting $10 out of the $5 investment. So close enough for me, right? And so here we go. I'm going to bring out the tools and break it down step by step in basically this NBA. Let's switch over to NBA. It's an exciting upgrade here. There's also NHL offered now on the draft dashboard. I'll show you and run through these tools so you understand what they are, and starting with step one. Step one is what I like to look at here for my outline is the teams that I would like to potentially stack. Now that can be done in any basically sport, or like even hockey. It's more so like a power play. And so now in this video here, showing where I'll take matchups from, especially from the Lakers Wizards, of which the Lakers are highly favored in the lines, and as well as the Rockets, and a little bit of these other teams as well, OKC, Nuggets, as well as New Orleans and the Raptors. Maybe the other game as well as a 5-game slate. It's not a lot of games that they've been playing NBA lately, but it's still enough to win some cash and so forth. So showing where to start with that is the browse teams, money lines. You got to trust Vegas and love them because they'll provide this information to you. And this just helps you align it all as we're sorting that out here at the moment, waiting for that to come about. As an example of a couple of those matchups, you're just looking for who's ever playing today. This is the 9th of October. And show you how I build to construct a lineup. Just want to give you one example of one that was today. As you have to look at here, for example, the Kings. You have to research this beforehand before making your lineups, and then make your notes basically. 206 with a 6.5 losing point spread for the Kings. Okay, you can verify that on any website if you like that, like Roto Grinders or things like that. So we're looking for a contest to enter, to be able to go into to go about doing this. I'm going to try to look for a tournament, but I'm going to take advantage of, see, NBA, any beginners type slate. So looking there, now on the app, it's a lot sometimes easier to look through this, as I was looking for the beginners. If you can find that, sometimes experienced players, and it'll separate. Okay, for example, experienced players excluded, things like that. So one ticket guaranteed prizes, 50 cents. So let's look into this real quick. So it's got the 5 games with the prizes laid out. In particular here, ticket to online championship, $250 value. That's basically $250 cash that you can put into an online. Let's give it a try, 0 of 16, see if we get Nah, let's do another one that has some actual cash. Let's see. Oh, here's a dribbler, $1. 5-game slate, and our just looking at our prizes. First 2,000 bucks. If we place within 5,325 out of 26,000, not bad. Let's go ahead. So keep in mind we're playing in a large tournament here. All right. So while that's going to start up, we're going to sort out some players, as we've already pre-done our research on the teams and the lines of matchups and so forth. And we're going to go to our studs and look for our most consistent players based off variance of the consistency of the points per game that they actually score. Whether that's off many nights, if it's off too many nights and they're off their game, then they won't be on this list of players. So these players are right on the money. Let's say 8 games out of 10, such as Harden, Gordon, Beal, and so on, Ingram, Westbrook. What I like to do here, in addition to this, is I love this website here. It's the best that I've seen to research, to do some practical, or get some knowledge on it. Right here, it's dailyfantasysportsrankings.com. You'll click on the date. Today is the 9th again. So looking at that, bringing it up. It'll go through a lot of these plays. Point guard, Westbrook, John Wall, McConnell, and our shooting guards, Beal. We saw him on the list, didn't we? Made a connection. So we got him. We're going to hook up a lot of these players in our lineup, right? Let's go ahead and start that. Point guard. I'm going to want to go John Wall. I'm going to prioritize per the... Go ahead and get some of our studs in there. I like Bradley Beal on the same team, Washington, right? Let's go ahead with that. It's a shooting guard, right? There we go. And let's grab another stud. Make sure we boot our lineup good. Brandon Ingram from the Lakers. In a sort of a run out or shootout type of matchup, I recommend. This is great to read through this. That's where I already know a lot of this information I had read through. Recommending these particular guys and the matchups and sort of stacks in basketball. So that's where I'm getting a lot of my success from. Just letting you know. So we're going to go over to, that was small forward, Ingram. Who else can we stick in here? LeBron James is overpriced for what we need. I tell you that right now. We're going to sort it out at the end. You're going to get to see, as you're going to look for, there's a lot of different things to think about and go over, but just as we're setting a lineup, you'll see what things to sort of look out to fill out the price tags, to fill out your total salary here that you're going to have available to you. So just taking a look at that as well. And you can also look at player line. Now this is more so on the app, which you can look through to verify. I'll always do so before the tip-off time of right now 6 p.m. So I get like an hour and a half till 7:30 p.m. where you just download the app here and you get all these player updates running down the list for you, right? Any sport. So that's great. Who else I'm going to take off this particular? I think I like this guy here as power forward, Ibaka. There we go. I'm going to skip down the center. I just like to go in a certain order. And I'll tell you who I like. Embiid. The other point guard. I personally like Holiday. We'll see how some of these guys really stack up. As we went through and, filled out our roster with many studs such as Embiid right there, and seeing who else we can fit in here. Obviously, we can't fit all you studs. So we're going to go ahead and fill out the rest of we need an actual lineup optimizer. Anytime with any daily fantasy sport is a position optimizer. So you can sort out by position to see who the best play is of the night for that particular position. So let's try to fill out our point guard here. I believe we already did that. Holiday. As we can fit him instead of Ball. I believe he's having some struggle there, and he's away. Home players are sort of, a tipping point as deciding sometimes, of course, who you want to play. That's another factor. Shooting guard. Who else do I have? Oh, if you notice here, Gordon, he was a stud. He's a good play, but he's a shooting guard number 2. And you can come over here to the left, and you can show the projected points, 30.7. This is based off an advanced algorithm that shows that. But Beal, because I should have enough money, I placed him in there. And his season value rank is 215. Even to note that here, 0.31 per point, projected at 38 points, about that in this game. So he's looking as a better player, right? So we want to pay attention to those kind of things. Okay. And then small forward, who we have that's looking good here. It's just so easy to sort this out in basketball. There's only 5. Well, there's more than 5 players in a fantasy team, but you can look at all this a lot easier. But let's see. Well, we're going to go with another affordable guy here, Ariza at small forward, and see if our roster and salary fills out. We need another shooting guard. Shooting guard. Healed, Buddy Healed. He was on the stud list, wasn't he? Let's go with him. Where are you, buddy? There you are. So make this an affordable lineup for me. Set 4,700. Power forward. Davis, Simmons, Anthony, Baca, Anderson, Grant. Who I really like at the power forwards in a fast-paced game is Porter. I like this guy as well too, Kuzma. I believe it's also recommended on here. Porter and Kuzma, yeah. We got good recommendations. But let's just pick one of these guys. Let's pick Porter, who we can afford here. Let's see. Here we go. I went over. Exceed the salary cap. 2,500 over. Let's see what we can do. Here we go. And now, folks, we have a perfect line. Oh, no, we don't. I jumped the gun. Let's see. Negative 3,800. Not what I thought. But that shows you how to go about doing it better, getting better. Let's say who we can take out here. We need somebody cheaper somewhere. We need a value play, don't we? We need a value play. So to try to find a value play, here's what you can do. You go to sleepers, right? We need a good sleeper if we're going to finish high in a tournament contest, don't we? Under 6,500. Okay. How about this guy? Clarkson, shooting guard for the Lakers, 4,400. Projected at 19 points. Or Ryan Anderson, a power forward. No, it's not. Going to have to go Clarkson at shooting guard. Replace somebody here. 4,400. And it's still overpriced here. make this a viable lineup. 900. How'd I go overpriced? Maybe it was at center. Go to our position optimizer again at center. How about that? I'm not seeing any center sleepers. Here's one. Willie Cauley-Stein. He's a bit hot there. He's at home. He's healthy. He's good to go, right? Player's fresh. 18 points a night, maybe. Well, we're going to have to give him a try here. Hey, what matchup is that? Sacramento, Philadelphia. That's a low-scoring affair there. Let's give it another option. Well, I don't like that option. Let's give another position optimizer a try here. We need a center who can overperform, overachieve. Sort it out. Points per game. About this Gortat for the Wizards. Hey. Hey, hey. Now we're talking affordable. We might be able to put our shooting guard back at 5,000. Let's see who's available here. Ready? Here we go, buddy. Buddy's going back in. Now we got you on the tournament. Just filled. Oh, so we can go into another one. No problem. So we're going to not continue this much more here, but that gave you an idea how to do so to fill out a lineup. Now, in order to go to football, of course, you just click over. Same thing. You browse teams. You look for top DFS plays. This is broken down a little bit more nicely. You got the point spread, who's favored, home and away, Giants, and so forth. Even starting quarterbacks right here. You can print out a cheat sheet if you need to, and then you've got these different ways of sorting. I like to go really the same method, find the studs. But to list out all the available players and top matchups, it just makes it really easy. You've got to have a tool like this as a must-have because you got to have your sorting out by top players, top matchups. The obvious ones are going to be the Steelers and what was the other team? Seahawks. Rams have a good matchup, looks like. So those guys are going to be obvious. You got to keep very up to date as far as on game day, obviously. To do so in football, as I've been profitable every week in football, except I think it was week 2. So that makes a big difference in your bank and cash roll stash and being able to do that. So still trying to get this. Yeah, it takes a moment here to sort out. So there we go. We got a giant running back, which is not very exciting on a bad team. Some Texans, not very good offense. Steelers a lot more exciting, and so on. And this is really nice in the do these checkpoints here with targets per game. At 11.8, Brown, Hopkins, they're also the top 2 receivers in fantasy. And rushes per game, you can look at for running backs, obviously. Looking at the best couple running backs there, Bell, Fournette, Howard, Gurley, McCoy, even though he's got the lowest rushing average yards per game, which matters just a bit in fantasy, not too much. And Gordon and Lamar Miller, I don't trust. So, and in this, so you have to let yourself be unbiased and not go towards favorite teams. And you just understand these concepts, and you go in and you can use this as well if you like, especially if you don't know so much regarding football. A lot of people know about football, though, so may not be a lot of help there needed. Remember to check your player line periodically and get your updates there. Look for quality podcasts. Like you can find podcasts here to listen to his daily fantasy sports rankings updates. Have a lot of additional information there to look for. But just make sure you have been able to get to the draft dashboard. The link will be provided here so you can look at that information and go about using it to your advantage. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching.